Coming up this week on Ralph and Vicky's The Choice.
We do feel like we have one of the best operations around, so we're looking forward to showing them, what we offer here at Golden Triangle.
Because you know what, you don't get to witness stuff like that unless you're out there.
No.
So
That's
it was
why we
pretty
hunt.
awesome. Welcome to this week's The Choice. This week we're going to hunt whitetails here in our home state of Illinois.
The #1 most sought after big game animal on the planet, period.
Yeah, but this time we're going to go hunt with an old buddy of yours, Mike Pavlik.
We've
known him forever. Golden Triangle whitetails down in that triangle spot.
Yep, and Mike used to bring Kyle, his son, in. I mean, like, he was
that big?
Yeah, he was small, and then...
Kyle, you've grown.
Whew, buddy. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, pal?
Anyways, we've got lots of great hunts, great encounters, a lot of things going on, so we just want to get going on it. Should we get going? Did you get going?
I do what she says.
We're going to get going.
She had coffee.
Did.
Lots of it.
Yes.
Ralph and Vicky have taken their Illinois archery season to Golden Triangle Whitetails, which gets its name from Brown, Pike, and Adams counties. These 3 counties comprise what's known as the Golden Triangle in the prairie state of Illinois. With over 11,000 acres of land with exclusive hunting rights and over 300 acres of food plots, guides at Golden Triangle Whitetails can ensure quality stand placement for every phase of the rut and various wind conditions, which has provided hunters with Pope and Young and Boone and Crockett record bucks year after year.
We found out about a year ago we had Ralph and Vicky coming this week. We're looking forward to showing them what we offer here. We know they've spent a lot of time in a lot of camps, and we do feel like we have one of the best operations around. So we're looking forward to showing them, what we offer here at Golden Triangle.
The first day out, we had a lot of activity. We had a good buck coming underneath, and he took off, and then we saw a lot of deer. I mean, we saw what you expect in the prime area of Illinois. The rut is on. I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden I go a movement. That buck come right in. Oh my God.
We saw a really nice young buck down below us. Didn't come up in it, which he was a young deer anyways. We had a couple of young ones sparring down below us. We had a possum under our tree. We had some does all around us. I mean, we had a really awesome day.
So did we. That afternoon, we had a lot more activity. We saw another nice buck further out, but as usual, as it does at that time of year, you got to be in the right place at the right time.
With so much activity on the first day alone, Ralph and Vicky are incredibly optimistic for the remainder of the week at Golden Triangle Whitetails.
Well, here at Golden Triangle, we started it off with my father running the business, and then about 12 years ago, I took over. Basically what we do different here, which I think is all the guides are close friends. So it's really a family kind of operated business. Let those 2- and 3-year-old deer grow up and get fully mature before we really start hunting them.
On day 2, Vicky moves to a turnip food plot and sees quite a few does and smaller antlerless deer. Before the afternoon rolls around, Vicky gets word she will be moving to a new spot that may just put the right deer in front of her.
Well, Jeff just texted. He said we're gonna get down, we're gonna go sit, I believe, on the edge of a bean field for tonight. The deer have gotta be feeding like crazy this afternoon. There's a big storm coming through, so we had a pretty cool morning. We had them little does all around us for a long time, but the wind's picking up and we're gonna move. We've got a north wind blowing us out that way, so hopefully we'll get something done tonight. Hopefully we're in the right spot at the right time.
That second afternoon, we had bucks out there doing all kinds of stuff. We had a really nice buck come out in the field. A smaller buck came in and he walked back out. We actually have on film.
Bow chicka bow bow.
Yeah. He's a beautiful buck, found a girlfriend. spent some time with his girlfriend.
Took her out, had a couple drinks,
You
came
know,
back to
it happens because that's how come we have fawns every year.
I'll bet you our camera guys don't know that.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it was a really cool night because you know what? You don't get to witness stuff like that unless you're out there.
No.
So
That's
it was
why we
pretty
hunt.
awesome.
Out of light and out of range, the crew calls it a night and heads back to the Golden Triangle Lodge, where warm hospitality awaits.
At Golden Triangle, we try to keep everybody comfortable. I got a chef from Texas, which, in my opinion, that southern food, you can't beat it. But we really try to take care of you, you know, because I know it's hard out there, and you can come in from a long day of cold weather and just want to kick back and relax, eat some good food, and, you know, get back to your room and get some shut-eye.
As day 3 rolls around, so does a large snowstorm that is sweeping across the entire Midwest, leaving many hunters sheltered from the elements back in the cozy lodge.
Just because of, the wind and everything. But we all agreed that once this stops, we have to be over a food source.
Yeah, it's all the way across the whole Midwest.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going out east, and it's just
RJ's
one of those
shoveling
things.
this morning. Case is
Yeah.
out hunting, and RJ's trying to clear up around the office.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we got more snow up at home, and the thing is we're hunting here in Illinois.
yeah,
You and I we can hunt Illinois tags till the middle of January. So you know what? To not sit and get sick, and which I'm already starting to cough. So coffee and going to go get some fuel.
you know, there's times that just the weather will kick your butt, and this was one of those days.
Well, we'd been hunting for a while,
Yeah,
and
we've been
all of
hunting
a
for weeks.
sudden there is a snowstorm and
High
there's
winds,
winds,
just-
and it's just cold. And you know what?
It's to the point
done.
it's dangerous to get up
We're
in a
just
tree
gonna
stand.
hang out with Uncle Spence.
And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. Because when you hang with Uncle Spence, you never know what he's gonna come up with.
You know, here's something funny about Uncle Spence. Is you and Uncle Spence have a long-running
Oh my gosh.
battle. It's the Italian against the Greek,
Oh yeah. And the
And-
Italian always wins.
and it's just in fun.
Yes. Oh
Don't
yeah.
send bad emails. It's just in fun. But Spence actually got his DNA back and found out that he's not all Greek as he thought he was.
I didn't say it, Spence. Uncle Spence, I did not say it. She said it, so
He stole a fork to try to get Ralph's
Yeah.
DNA so he can prove that Ralph's not Italian. Funny story, just a sidestep.
he lost. I won. Most people go on a hunt for, let's say, 5-7 days, right? And they have to hunt every single day, whether they're overpressuring, whether they're doing. I'd rather have 4 great quality days in that 5 or 7 day period than 7 not so good. No,
No, we
you know
slept
what I
this
mean?
day because the weather stunk outside.
The weather
That's why,
sucked.
yeah.
I agree.
Where, did you sleep in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have a TV show. I don't care. I'm just an old guy. I'm laying to a couple threads before I go. So
A couple threads.
The snow finally tapers off, and Ralph and Vicky are out in the stand the next day, ready and waiting over a food source.
You know, this morning was one of those mornings. We had a lot of bucks on their feet. They were moving really good. Had a couple, had one out in particular. I tried doing some grunting, and I'm going to tell you something. You know, you watch a lot of this stuff from everybody, and it's like they grunt and the deer comes running in. 90% of the time, those deer don't even hear it. They're not paying attention to it. They have a scent that's on their mind, and that's all they're doing. And you could see, this is true actual hunting conditions, that I'm grunting, I'm throwing everything at him, and nothing can take him off the real thing.
As the day goes on, Ralph is thrilled to see consistent activity throughout the remainder of the morning. Having already seen many shooter bucks over the course of their time at Golden Triangle, Ralph and Vicky know the deer are there. It's just a matter of having the stars align for a shot opportunity.
But that afternoon, we had all that buck activity in the morning. We ended up seeing a lot of does and yearlings, and you know, the movement changed a little bit. But we are still in the woods in the Midwest during the rut. It just doesn't get any better.
Well, it's the afternoon, Sid. It's definitely still pretty chilly out. It's about 17 degrees out here. Wind chill is probably down near 0. We saw some deer activity this morning, not a whole bunch. Full moon last night, bright all night long. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we can see that big guy come by this afternoon that we filmed 2 days ago. We'll see what happens.
That afternoon from the tree stand, there's this non-typical out there that I can't even tell you how many points are actually on it. And I'm not really sure if it's a guy or a girl buck because it has antlers, but it's feminine looking and I can't even do. Anywho, it didn't come close enough.
After the encounter with a non-typical buck, the activity only picks up. The large 9-point Vicky spotted on day 2 shows up and scent checks the field. Several more bucks show up, putting on quite a show for Vicky. Unfortunately, light is fading fast, and Vicky must call it a night once again.
At Golden Triangle, one of our biggest differences, I think, as far as Illinois outfits go, is we really try to wait for those deer to get mature before we shoot them. A typical hunt, most of our guides know what's on the farm due to trail cameras, scouting, prior encounters, and we hunt you accordingly. If it's cold out, we're gonna put you by the food. If it's warm, we get you down on the bottoms. If they're rutting, we're gonna hunt funnels. So we really wanna put the clients on the good deer, make sure they have a good hunt, and hope for success.
Well, we were just getting in the blind. There's actually 150 yards in a box blind over there. Got a little standing cornfield food plot. As we were getting in, Terry noticed there was a really nice buck feeding in here. He quietly got up. I quietly got up. The camera and the bow were still on the bottom and he fed through the corn. He got right in the straw and back of me. And our wind is blowing right to him. We don't know if we saw something or if he smelled us. But if he would have came in, yeah, we'd have been done in 5 minutes. Oh boy.
We saw a fair amount of deer, but it was crazy because we noticed how the movement started to decline. You know what I mean? Things were just slowing up, whether it was the weather, a high pressure came, something changed it. But still, we were still seeing deer. And when you're still seeing deer, you sit.
That afternoon we got out there and again, that non-typical shows back up. We saw him, he got closer to us than non-typical and was able to see, still had velvet on his antlers and everything like that, but that big 9 came out also and was pushing him around, almost like he was pushing a doe, which really made me kind of wonder. They never came close enough for me to get a shot at either one of them because I was ready for either one of them. But you know what, that's the way it goes, usually, right? When you're out in the tree, they stay on the other side of the field, and you stay on this side, and then you can go ahead and move your tree stand, and then they go on the other side of the field. And
right time.
We're trying.
And we spotted the buck that we were after. Kyle had showed us trail camera photos of that deer, and I mean, finally, there he is. I'm all excited. I am throwing everything plus the kitchen sink at him, trying to get him. But again, this time of the year, guys, you got to understand is they've got the real thing.
Yep.
And a very small percentage of the time, you can get them to respond. But at this time of year, if they got that real scent, it's over. And sure enough, we just never were able to bring him out. But I'm gonna tell you, just sitting in a tree stand, having to witness him and see him like that, that's hunting in the Midwest. This day turned out pretty good. We're sitting there early in the morning and I look and I could see a coyote coming out. So I start just squeaking a little bit.
Here he comes.
My lips were frozen, so I'm like, just giving. We finally got his attention, and he comes in like we're bait.
squealed that coyote in from over by those power poles all the way across. And there he lays. Spitfired him right there. What we're gonna do is, guys, we're all gonna head back to the lodge. It's changeover day for the hunters, and we're gonna head north, head back home and see what happens. If we get the chance and the opportunity, we're definitely coming back down to hunt with Golden Triangle, because the deer are here, good people, they know what's going on, and we just never connected on one of the big boys that we know are here. So we're gonna go home and try to do it there.
We had a great time at Golden Triangle
For sure.
Whitetails with Mike and Kyle and all the guys. It was awesome.
And we'll be heading back.
And we will be heading back. But we had to head back to northern Illinois because we had shotgun deer tags. So, should we go?
Yep. And we don't waste no time. We got up in our stands, and I mean, it was perfect morning. And well, the rest is history.
Ralph is excited to have consistent activity throughout the whole day. Eventually, he spots a shooter buck on the edge of the tree line, slowly making its way onto the field, which may just present a shot opportunity. What would normally be a near impossible shot for archery is no problem for Ralph's Browning A-bolt shotgun. With a fully rifled barrel, superb accuracy is expected, even at 100 yards.
Again, you gotta remember, we don't own a lot of land at all. So when you have an opportunity, you seize it, and we seize them. Look at that guy. G2's broke. Big body deer. And he's going in the freezer. It's just crazy. Let's get him tagged and get him out of here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was awesome. You know, and the other thing, I will every single time seize the opportunity to kill a fawn killer.
There you go. Absolutely. I mean, look, because you know what? That's when we were in Golden Triangle earlier in the season with our bows during archery season. You know, I mean, we had so many great encounters up down there with them guys, and you got that coyote, you know, and then we had to get home, and our shotgun tag was here at home. So you went out, and congratulations on that.
Thank you. I got that old bruiser.
So you actually you got 2 things on this show, and I got none. Hey, and thanks for making your choice.
The choice.
We'll see you next week.
No more coffee.